Mentees, congratulations. You stepped up and you put yourselves out there. You embraced this experience with open minds and open hearts. And quite frankly, that's not always an easy thing to do. But personal and professional growth happens when we lean into opportunities like this one. Today is about celebrating how far you've come and looking ahead to all that's still ahead for you. So let's talk about why we're here. Mentorship. Many of you have heard me say the simple phrase, mentoring matters, and it truly does. Mentoring is the ripple effect in action. The idea that one intentional act creates waves far beyond the initial moment. A small pebble can send ripples across an entire pond. Well, mentoring is more like casting a boulder. Its impact is deeper, it's wider, and longer lasting, shaping not just a single moment, but the trajectory of a mentee's career and life. Mentorship is one of the most powerful tools for personal and professional growth. It bridges the gap between aspiration and experience, providing guidance and perspective, and sometimes just a little extra encouragement when it's needed most. I like to tell people all the time that I am the product of mentoring. I would not be standing here this evening had it not been for wonderful people who saw something in me and believed in me, even when, and probably especially when, I didn't believe in myself. I often share, and many of you have heard this story, but I share the story of my first academic advisor because this man was a down-to-earth, very fun individual, and it was very evident that he genuinely cared about his students. One of our conversations that we had still is stuck with me to this day. I think about it often. You see, in that moment, he gave me some honest and quite frankly, not so fun feedback at a time when I needed it most. And I wasn't very receptive to it, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. And I can acknowledge now it was probably due to my immaturity at the time. I'd like to think things have changed since then. But after sitting with it, I realized he had my best intentions, my best interests in mind. I now see that particular conversation as a pivotal moment in my life. It pushed me to take meaningful steps forward as a professional. You see, he didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. He told me what I needed to hear. And that's the power of a mentor. My advisor recently retired from SDSU, but before he did, I had a chance to sit down with him and revisit that conversation. Now, it's kind of funny because he didn't remember it at all, right? But it's not surprising when you consider that he's had thousands of conversations with students over the years. But for me, our conversation 20 plus years ago was a defining moment. And so I am grateful I had the opportunity to reconnect with him and simply say thank you. The truth is, no one in this room succeeds alone. Think about your own journey. Whether you're a mentor or a mentee, chances are, at some point, someone believed in you before you fully believed in yourself. Maybe it was a teacher who saw your potential, or perhaps a coach who pushed you to work harder, or even a friend who simply reminded you of your strengths when you were doubting yourself. That's what mentorship is all about. Having someone in your corner, helping you see what's possible and encouraging you to go after it. Again, mentoring matters. It's our hope that you've had that type of experience in the SDSU Alumni Mentor Program. Over the past several months, I've heard so many inspiring stories from this particular cohort. I've heard about mentees stepping outside their comfort zones to grow professionally. I've heard about mentees accessing real-world experiences that inspire them to continue towards their career goals. Some of you have explored new career paths or have taken bold steps, landing internships, refining your goals, or developing confidence in ways you hadn't before. And many of you have made connections that will last a lifetime. Hundreds of memories and experiences have come from this past year. Here are just a few of those special moments.
Hi, my name is Olivia. I'm a senior here at SDSU studying biochemistry with a pre-optometry track. I joined the mentorship program about 2 years ago and was blessed with an amazing mentor, Miss Anna Latza. I just want to give her a huge shout out and a big thank you for all that she's done for me, from showing me really cool things that she sees at work to answering all the questions that I had during my process of applying to optometry school. She really has been so helpful and I can't thank her enough. I also want to encourage you to join the mentorship program. It's so rewarding, and it can give you a friend, maybe a future colleague, or even just a connection in your future career. So yeah, I encourage you to join, and again, thank you to Anna for all that she's done for me.
Hi, I'm Katie Percival. I'm a senior human biology pre-medicine student at South Dakota State, and I would love to give a big thank you to my mentor, Dr. Tony Fegan. I am so grateful for your time and commitment to helping me as I am on the path to becoming a future physician. I have loved the opportunity to come and shadow you both in the clinic and in the operating room. I have truly learned so much from you, not only about medicine, but also about life outside of your career. Your family is so special to me, and I am so grateful you have all welcomed me into your lives with open arms. I will be forever thankful for your mentorship and the impact that this experience has had on me.
Hello, my name is Grace Everson, and I'm a human bio major on the pre-med track. This is my second year being part of the Alumni Mentor Program, and my mentor is truly amazing. He's helped me so much in applying to med school, so preparing to take the MCAT, reading through my resume and my personal statement, and helping me critique those. He's helped me prepare for interviews, and he also wrote me a really great letter of recommendation. Overall, he's given me really great insight into what it's like being a med student, what it's like being in residency, and having a career in medicine overall. So I truly cannot thank my mentor, Dr. Meyerink, enough, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity from the Alumni Mentor Program.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie Cunningham and I am currently a senior in the Exercise Science program here at SDSU. I have been involved as a student mentee in the Alumni Mentor program for the past 2 years, and joining this organization has truly been one of the best decisions I've made in college. My mentor, Trisha Riefenberger, is a physical therapist here in Brookings, and she's been so wonderful to work with. During my time with Trisha, I have learned how to leverage my strengths, become more confident, target my weaknesses, network in the field, and gain shadowing experiences. I truly don't know where I would be without this program and Trisha, and I'm so thankful I decided to join.
Hello, my name is Ethan James. Currently junior here at SDSU studying ag business, originally from Southwest Iowa. Just want to give a big shout out in honor of National Mentoring Month in January here to my mentor Keith, who works at Bank North, and just Warner, South Dakota. Just want to give a big shout out and say thank you for all the work and the support he's given me to kind of help confirm that banking and the ag finance is kind of the route that I want to take. So appreciate all that he's done for me and looking forward to continuing to keep working for him even more. Again, thank you, Keith.
Again, those were just a few of the numerous mentoring moments from this past year. Mentees, please join me in thanking our mentors for these special moments. Thank you. Now I have to tell you, I have the best job. I really do. I have a great job. And it's not lost on me how fortunate I am to be doing what I'm doing. There's some pretty cool moments that I get to experience. And this is one of those, right? But one of the best parts of my job is hearing these types of stories, these wonderful stories that come out of these mentoring experiences. This year was especially rewarding because a couple of our student employees here at the Alumni and Foundation was actually participating in the program. And so every time I would interact with them, I would ask them, how are things going? And they would share, conversations that they had with their mentor, experiences that they had with their mentor. And every time it made me smile. And so with that in mind, I thought it would be great to invite them and their mentors up to talk about their time together and what they took away from this experience. So with that in mind, Allison and Kylie, Abby and Kelsey, come on up. All right, mic's working. You good?
Yep, I think so.
So Abby and Allison, I'll have to tell you, they supported our organization with many things, including events. So this isn't their first time around a mic. They're just usually not the ones behind it. They're the ones setting it up for these types of events. So just want to make sure. Okay. All right. Well, thank you to the four of you for your willingness to be up here, to share your experiences working with one another. So let's start with this. Let's do some introductions. So I'd ask each of you just start with sharing your name, your major or what your major was when you were attending here, and what you're doing or what you're hoping to do when you graduate. So let's start with Kelsey.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Sweeney. I graduated from South Dakota State in 2008. I was a hotel and hospitality management major. And right now I work at Lloyd Companies. About 5 years ago, they started a hospitality department. And right now we have 2 hotels that we manage. And in the last 5 years, we've opened 3 hotels. So, yeah.
My name is Abby Wimmerslag. I'm originally from Northeast Iowa, but I came to SDSU to study hospitality, tourism, and event management because one day I want to open a hunting lodge on that beef cattle farm back home.
Hi, my name is Allison Ebbing. I'm from Garrettson, South Dakota, and at SDSU here I'm studying community and public health on the pre-occupational therapy track.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kylie Withrow. I'm originally from Elk Point, South Dakota, now living in Sioux Falls. I graduated from SDSU in 2021 with a major in interdisciplinary studies. I'm now practicing as a pediatric OT at a clinic called Move You.
All right, thank you. So I think many of you can relate to this, but these four up here are incredibly busy. They have a lot on their plate. So the opportunity, if you will, to participate in this program is one where you had to acknowledge, like, okay, this is me committing some time to be a part of this. Now, granted, we did try to create a program where it's a low investment of time, but it is a time commitment. So with that thought process in mind, what made each of you decide to participate in the program?
I actually didn't know much about the program to start, and I didn't know it was a thing in the past, but Travis actually came into one of my classes and I found out about it. And I really decided that that would be a great opportunity for me to kind of network with someone in the profession and really get my name out there and meet some new people as well.
I'm pretty sure I heard of the program on social media. And then the next year that the cycle opened up, I decided to apply and offer to be a mentor. And the big why for myself was I had an incredible mentor through SCSU who crossed paths with me. And I was just and still very impacted by her role and the relationship that we have. So just wanted to give back.
I heard about the program when I was in the Workforce Ready boot camp, and Travis came to talk to us, and he was going on and on about how important networking is, and it's not what you know, but who you know. And when I heard about this program, I thought about the hospitality industry and all the places that I've never been and still want to see as I'm trying to figure out what I want to do back home. And I was like, man, it'd be really cool if I could find someone who'd worked at a hunting lodge before. And check. So
For me, Travis had reached out and asked if it was something I was interested in.
And it was a perfect time in my career that I had some time that I could do. And I just loved my time at SDSU. I had a great program. I was involved in a lot of things. So any way for me to continue to stay involved and also share some of my knowledge and what I've learned, because in the hospitality department, you can read from a book as much as you want, but it's really the on the job that you learn the most. And so if I could provide that to someone, I was looking forward to that opportunity.
So you all took that leap of faith, and here you are today. What were your expectations coming into this?
Yeah, I really wasn't sure what to expect when I signed up for it. Honestly, I was like, I don't know what the time commitment's going to be. You obviously don't know who you're going to be paired up with. But I was just really excited to get to know someone and kind of further network with that. I would just say my expectations were to hopefully connect with a student interested in OT or a related field, of course, and just see where their passion was. And if it was or wasn't pediatrics or OT, try to point them in the right direction or just give them tips of, this about grad school or applying. Yeah, kind of like Kelsey said, like information you learn from seeing the job and experiencing it, I wanted to offer. So.
Oh, well, I expected to learn a lot, and I got to do that over and over again. Kelsey works down in Sioux Falls, and she was always like, "We can just Zoom." And I was like, "No, I'm coming to see you," because she works for Lloyd, and I'd never like seen something at that scale. It's like she's on the sixth floor of this giant building, and I didn't know how to use a parking garage. So it was really cool getting to experience that over and over again and just get to see a side of the industry that I'd never gotten to be a part of. And I've also gotten to learn just a lot more about myself, getting to talk with Kelsey and think about like, what is it that I want to do, and hearing from her what she sees my strengths to be. And it's just been a really empowering experience.
Well, thank you. For me, I just wanted to make sure that I would be able to be of value to Abby or to whoever I was paired with, making sure that my experience were relevant and valid. And if I could just share one little piece of knowledge that they could take with them, then I would feel as a success.
So I think all of you can probably relate to this, right? But acknowledging, recognizing that you're trusting me, the professional matchmaker, to blindly match you with someone who you probably don't know anything about, right? In hopes that I'm matching you with someone that you have some things in common. And so it's not uncommon for that first meeting, that first conversation to be somewhat, I don't want to say awkward, but you're trying to feel each other out and get to know each other. What was that process like for you? And how has that relationship grown stronger and more comfortable over time?
Yeah, so kind of with the pairing, it just really exceeded my expectations. I think we're basically the same person in two different bodies. We realize we have like everything in common from our experiences here at SDSU. We're involved in pretty much all the same clubs, have a lot of the same passions going forward too, just like even outside of work too. We love traveling. And the first meeting, I think we did a FaceTime call, maybe. And then that kind of grew to I went and job shadowed her, and then all the way now, like I went on a trip a couple weeks ago and I just sent her pictures and we just kind of give little updates back and forth too. So it's really been a relationship that will be kind of a lifelong relationship moving forward too. Yeah, you said that really well. You did pair us up quite perfectly. I'm like, holy smokes, we could not be more similar. So it just made things like accelerate so quickly. And Allison was so ready to say yes to any opportunities I gave her to learn more or to come watch me have some sessions. So yeah, I don't think it took much work for us, which was a blessing. So
Yeah, our first meeting was awesome. It was the first event that we had for the mentorship program. And like I said, one of my expectations for the program was I want to meet someone who's worked at a hunting lodge. So when I told her my goals and dreams, she was like, I worked at a pheasant lodge in Gettysburg. And I said, is it the Paul Nelson farm? And she's like, how'd you know that? And from then on out, I was just so excited to get to hear about her experiences and where she's been and where she thinks I could go. So,
Yeah, same thing when we were first paired and she's like, oh, I have an interest in hunting lodges. I was like, I know something about that. And then she was telling me about, oh, I'm looking at going to Montana to do an internship. And I was like, I have a great connection for you out there. So just when there's those like perfect connections and those pieces that we could put together, I'm like, this is a great pair. And I've enjoyed getting to see her think outside the box and like push herself a little bit harder than maybe that she would have.
So, Abby and Allison, we have talked several times about the conversations that you've had with your mentors and the experiences that you've been able to take part in, right, in working with them. Is there one particular conversation or moment that really stood out to you as a part of this experience?
I would say maybe not as much of a conversation, but just the job shadowing experience I got was very valuable for me. With job shadowing her, she really let me be hands-on with the patients, which was just a really good experience because when you're job shadowing, it's like you can see what they're doing, but it really does make a difference when you get to interact with the patients. And she was really great at explaining what she was doing and why she was doing that. So I think that overall, I mean, every conversation was really great. I always learned something, but the shadowing experience was probably the best thing for me.
I'd say the most impactful conversation for me only happened like a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't even in a professional way. It was in, I've got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life back home, and it was with that job in Montana. I was like, do I even still go? Like, what do I do? Because there's just a lot of stuff happening, and I don't know if that's where I'm supposed to go. And as you might have been able to tell from what I've said so far, I'm a very future oriented individual. And so Kelsey just spoke to me as a friend instead of a mentor and was like, one day at a time. That's all you can do right now. And it was really nice to hear that and like bring me down, especially since I'm always thinking about what's next, where am I going to go? And it's just take your time and see what happens. It's going to be okay.
So, Kylie and Kelsey, it's not uncommon for me to hear from other mentors who talk about and are a little bit surprised that, I've gained from this experience in working with my mentee, or I've learned something from this experience. What impact has this experience had on you, whether that's personal or professional?
I think it's just affirmed the value that I place on mentorship and giving that back to hopeful professionals who aspire to be an OT. Again, just reflecting on the people I met at SCSU and then the years beyond that in my graduate program, thinking how pivotal those relationships were in setting me up truly to be in the place that I am right now. Truly life changing. So I think to offer that, whatever scale that's going to be for one person, for multiple people, yeah, just kind of lights a fire inside me and gets me really excited. And just meeting someone else who also wants to geek out about the stuff that I could talk about for hours, I'm like, yes, let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's part of it for me is that geeking out of like someone else that has that same passion, that same drive, and that you can bounce things off of and talk to about. But seeing Abby's passion for going back home and that she has a clear vision of where she wants to be, and just to be a small part of helping her figure out how she's going to get there and things to think about in that process was really rewarding to me.
So, two more questions for the four of you. We are at the end of the formal structure of this program. Do you plan to stay connected moving forward? And if so, what does that look like?
I will be sending Kelsey so many pictures of my cows. Her daughter loves to see the cows. And I'm just so excited to go out to Montana because that is still the plan. I know it was a cliffhanger I just left you on, but I'm so excited to tell her all about that experience and all the good, all the bad, and wherever I end up after that, hopefully a pheasant hunting lodge.
I can answer it. Absolutely. Yes, I hope our relationship continues. And for Allison, she's going to go to OT school, and that's a really long journey and a lot that goes into that. She's already asked me really great questions that I wasn't asking or thinking about as a junior or kind of senior. So she's already way ahead of the game than I am, but certainly to help her through that process. And then when it comes times for like interviews, jobs, all those things, and just life itself, right? Like she let me know how her trip went the other day. So I just value that a lot.
Yeah, I feel like kind of similar to what both of them said. It's definitely a relationship that's going to be lifelong.
Actually, this summer, our jobs are pretty close to each other. So I'm like, that could be kind of fun to go get lunch or something too. But yeah, just being in communication moving forward too. And like she said, OT school is a pretty long journey. So I know she's always going to be someone that I can lean on for questions, or even in the future, potentially when I graduate grad school and get a job too. I know she'll always be there to ask those questions.
Yeah, I definitely think we'll stay connected. I can't wait to hear how the internship goes this summer and just to hear the journey of her getting the hunting lodge set up and going to be a guest of it someday.
Last
Not
question.
actually hunting, though.
Last question. What advice would you give anyone that's considering participating in the program?
Just go for it. Do it 100%, even if you're on the fence. It's been such a great experience to add to my SDSU career here as a student, and definitely something in the future I would want to be a mentor to, because I've gained so much valuable information from this. And yeah, just take advantage of all the opportunities you can. Just meet up, job shadow, just get that communication and relationship with them. Yeah, I of course would recommend it as a student or as a mentor. For me, it just feels really wonderful to give back to SDSU, knowing what my 4 years here meant. And I guess just advice for any student that I kind of learned through my academic journey would be, if there's something you're passionate about or you want to learn more about, I just really encourage you to not give up on that. Find the person who knows about that, who's an expert in it. Even if it's not in your immediate circle, like branch out, find them, ask the mentor you're assigned to. Yeah, just really push forward for what you know you're passionate about.
Yeah, if you've got something that you want to do, no matter how unique it is, or if you've never met someone who wants to do the same thing, they're out there and you're going to get paired up somehow. And it's really, really affirming when that finally happens.
Yeah, and for me, it's been great being reconnected to SDSU on my major level and getting more acclimated back with that. So being able to mentor Abby and her give me advice and stuff right back has been a true joy for this year for me.
Well, I want to thank the four of you again for your willingness to share your experiences in the program, for making yourselves vulnerable and putting yourselves out there. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Earlier, I mentioned the mentor program has experienced success these past 4 years due to the support of our campus partners. One of our biggest supporters has been the SDSU Office of Career Development. They have been wonderful in sharing their library of resources and offering career coaching to our students. Kevin Fullerton is the director for the SDSU Office of Career Development, and Kevin and I have had the pleasure of collaborating on a number of projects. We both have been coaches in Lead State Together, which is a leadership development program for sophomores at SDSU. We have participated in a number of panel discussions together, and Kevin and I actually co-host a professional development webinar series. Kevin has been an incredible supporter of the mentor program, and I've asked him to share a few words with you all. So please help me welcome to the podium, Kevin Fullerton.
Get set up here real quick. Don't have too many pages, don't worry. All right, good evening, everyone. Travis, thank you for the invitation to join this event tonight. This is really great. So first, I must utilize this opportunity to mention my office. Travis already did, but I need to key it up a little bit more. Our office is located in the student union. We provide individual appointments for a variety of career-related concerns, major and career exploration, resume review, grad school application prep, interview prep, mock interviews, all that kind of stuff. We also serve alumni for life for free. So if you need a resume tune-up, or if you need some help navigating a career pivot or other career question, you can reach out to us. My contact information and the members of my team are listed on the website at careers.sdstate.edu. Okay, so I want to start just by getting some input from the mentors in the room, and I think this will probably reinforce some of the things that Travis has been talking about tonight. So if you are able, when I ask these questions, raise your hand. So raise your hand if you are working in the discipline that you studied. All right, all right. Raise your hand if you had to make a career pivot or you're working in a field that is different than what you studied here as a student. All right, several of you. Raise your hand if you learned something from your mentee this year. All right, great. Now, raise your hand if you feel like you got to where you are by yourself. Yeah. See, that's an important visual to really internalize, right? Students, so take a look around. We don't even have any jokers in the room that are like, yeah, me. I got here by myself, you know? So take that in. To me, this is the impact that mentors have on career paths. This is the value of higher education. This is the ROI of a college degree. Every single one of us in this room is part of a community of inquiry framework, a community who values pursuits of excellence, personal growth, accountability, exploration, learning, leadership, civic engagement, civic responsibility. However, it is important to understand the key ingredient to make this work: action. The community of inquiry can only thrive if we are actively involved. We each must show up to make it work. So my hope for you, for each of you in this room, is that when you reflect on this year, you can see growth, more understanding of your discipline, more understanding of yourself, more understanding of how you might fit into the field you are studying, more understanding of your next steps. And I intentionally use the term more as opposed to complete. This journey of gathering knowledge and expertise is never done. I can personally attest to you that I continue to learn lessons from my professional colleagues, influential leaders, my spouse, my son, and my mentors. One of my favorite quotes is credited to Albert Einstein. The more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. This is why I'm hopeful that we as a group continue to seek guidance, not only from our mentors in the room tonight, but also develop new mentors. Over the years, I have developed what I like to call my own personal board of directors. I have different mentors who continue to help me see new perspectives in business and personal growth, spirituality, parenting, and higher education administration. It is the combination of their input that helps drive me forward and striving to make an impact. All right, students, so we are getting to the time of the school year when it's easy to lower your gaze into the weeds of final deadlines of papers and exams. The excitement that brought you back to campus in the fall has long faded, I imagine. You are perhaps even tired of eating your favorite meal in the student union. You are ready to wrap up the semester. But I invite you to keep your gaze high and understand something. You are becoming a professional. The professional journey transcends semesters and seasons. It is a lifelong pursuit that is made easier with a strong support network. I majored in music from a bachelor's degree. I went on to graduate school and earned 3 advanced degrees in music. In high school, I thought I was going to become a trombone professor at a university, but I failed at that goal. When I was 25, I developed what is referred to as focal dystonia, which essentially shut down my ability to play the trombone. So I couldn't perform, and it made teaching music really difficult. I had to make a hard career pivot, which was really only possible because I had a few key mentors at my side. While I tried to discern my options, translate my skills, and home in on what's next, I needed my mentors to help navigate through several big decisions. Okay, I'm coming toward the end of my comments here, but I would be remiss if I didn't comment on AI. And I probably should qualify my comments here. These comments reflect me, not necessarily the position of South Dakota State University. So I am hearing about more and more instances of people using AI for career advice, counseling, mentoring style conversations, and even asking ChatGPT to tell them how to feel about an email from their boss. Don't do that. I feel like my position on the value of AI platforms evolves as quickly as the technology itself. As all of us continue to navigate excitement and concern with the ever-evolving AI landscape, I want you to remember what the A in AI stands for: artificial. If you study the history of humans, one of the themes that persists is that we have always needed each other and we will always need each other. So if you prioritize human relationships, if you work on understanding how to leverage your network, you will find your way. So students, amid the end of the semester grind, inspire yourself by considering these three questions. 1, how are you going to stay connected to your mentor? 2, who is the next person that you want to meet? And possibly the most important question, who needs you to show up for them right now? Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, for that and for your office's continued support of our students and the program. We appreciate you. As we've established, mentorship is one of the most powerful ways that we can invest in others. But what's really special is when that same spirit of giving extends beyond individual relationships and begins to shape entire programs, opportunities, and futures. That doesn't happen by accident. It takes people who are passionate about connecting generosity to purpose. At the SDSU Alumni and Foundation, philanthropy is what helps make experiences like this mentor program possible and ensures we continue to grow and reach even more students. I'd like to invite someone who helps lead that effort every day. Keith Madelum serves as our Chief Philanthropy Officer, and he plays a critical role in connecting the generosity of our alumni and friends to meaningful impact across campus. Please join me in welcoming Keith Madelum.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Wooster Celebration Hall. And for those participating remotely, it's great to have you with us as well tonight. The space we are gathered in has significance every single day, but tonight, it provides additional meaning. More about that in a few minutes. Before we give deeper thought to the power of philanthropy, I want to pass along my personal gratitude to all of you connected with this awesome mentor-mentee program. Thank you for engaging with, connecting to your university in this meaningful and impactful way. SDSU is a better place because you decided to participate at a deeper level. A special thank you to Travis Jensen for his vision, leadership, and commitment to all of you and your relationship as mentors and mentees. We appreciate you, Travis. Thank you. Additionally, I want to acknowledge some of your successes throughout this program. Congratulations on investing in each other and your university. Congratulations on prioritizing your mentee-mentor relationship and partnership. Your investment in each other has and will continue to bring you strong returns throughout your life. The term philanthropy gets thrown around frequently these days. To many people, philanthropy is an enigma. After our brief conversation tonight, I hope you have a clearer understanding of what Jackrabbit philanthropy is all about. Philanthropy has formal definitions such as the voluntary promotion of human welfare through actions, time, and treasure. Conversely, there are personal definitions that are unique and most meaningful to each of us. I believe the personal definitions are the most important and the most meaningful because they are unique to each of us. They are unique to each of our lives. Some of you may be wondering, why should the power of philanthropy be important to me right now, at this event, or at this time in my life? In my view, philanthropy is important now to all of us for a variety of reasons. Philanthropy is most important because it can serve as a stimulus for innovation. I bet some of you are very interested in creating new knowledge, technology, or initiatives that will benefit industry, your home community, or our world. Second, when fostered appropriately, philanthropy can help us build community. I am certain many of you are interested in enhancing the quality of life in the place you live today or the place you plan to live someday. Next, effective philanthropy can also help solve systemic or societal challenges. I know for a fact some of you are committed to making this state, this region, and our world a better place to live, work, and play. For tonight's purposes, I believe philanthropy is most important because it can provide each of you a pathway that will enrich your life and serve as a catalyst for you to achieve what you want through the charities, organizations, or causes you deeply believe in. Philanthropy can be that pathway for the rest of your life. In my opinion, philanthropy should be personal and unique to all of you. We all have time, talent, and varying degrees of financial resources to share with others. I imagine the power of philanthropy for you will evolve throughout your life like it has in mine. How we invest in others develops throughout our life and is impacted by our experiences and our personal circumstances. It's personal. It's unique to each of us. Whether you see yourself as one or not, you are all philanthropists, and you are all making a positive impact every day. I have the privilege of serving as the Chief Philanthropy Officer at the Alumni and Foundation here at SDSU. It has been awesome for me to be connected to this great university since 1991. First as a graduate student, and then in a variety of roles as a development professional. At the Alumni and Foundation, we are committed to serving all of you. We are committed to serving students, alumni, and the citizens of our state and region. Serving is a responsibility we take very seriously and we take great pride in. One of our primary objectives is to help all of you accomplish what you want through South Dakota State. We understand it isn't about what we think your relationship with SDSU should be. We understand we should serve as a connector and a bridge between you and your personal Jackrabbit experience. At the SDSU Alumni and Foundation, we have a very clear vision, and that is to inspire a culture of meaningful connection, bold philanthropy, and limitless transformation. We have organizational values that shape our decision-making and priorities every single day. I want to share with you 3 of our values that I think are relevant to our event this evening. First, we value engagement. We intentionally create opportunities for people to have a positive and lasting impression of South Dakota State University. From your initial recruitment to this campus as a prospective student to your final days on earth, we want to make sure your interactions with South Dakota State University enhance the quality of your life. Connection is also an important value for us at the Foundation and Alumni Association. We are eager to share the SDSU story and dedicate ourselves to serving the greater SDSU community. And finally, relationships are at the forefront of everything we do. They are the heart of the business of philanthropy at South Dakota State. We treasure the passion and loyalty that is unique to being a Jackrabbit. We understand that we are only successful through mutual respect and by demonstrating the sincere gratitude for those we work with and serve. Take a moment to think about your mentor-mentee relationship. Likely active engagement, meaningful connections, and valuable relationships have been integral to your experience. Now it's time to circle back for a moment to the meaning of this space we are in, Wooster Celebration Hall. I want to share a story with you about 2 great Jackrabbit philanthropists, Jim and Penny Wooster. As you enter this room, you walk by a picture and a plaque acknowledging Jim and Penny, highlighting some of their impact on this institution. I want to tell you a bit more about Jim and Penny because they deserve it. I met Jim and Penny for the first time in 1991 as a graduate student in the Jackrabbit Athletic Department. Soon after I arrived on campus, I kept hearing comments like, "He's Mr. South Dakota." Or when Jim enters a room, everybody feels better. Later that summer, I began to see firsthand the impact Jim was making at a variety of SDSU events as a volunteer leader, an auctioneer, or an MC. Finally, I said to myself, I need to get to know this guy. And boy, am I glad I did. Jim Wooster changed my life. Over the years, I have told many people that I am proud I earned my master's degree from South Dakota State University. And I'm also very proud to say that I've been educated by Jim Wooster. Jim is a great mentor of mine. I'm a better person today because of Jim. Jim is a great philanthropist to learn from. Since he graduated from SDSU in the 1960s, Jim has shared so much time volunteering at SDSU and countless other organizations in the state. He has shared his talents in so many places. He has volunteered countless hours for organizations around this state. He has shared his talents, and he and Penny have been so generously supporting of many causes, including South Dakota State University. Admittedly, I've spent most of my time over the last 34 years with Jim, but I know Penny is an impactful philanthropist too. I've witnessed it. The roles she plays in philanthropy often take place behind the scenes and not at public events. She has volunteered, shared her wisdom, and made meaningful contributions for decades. She also has tirelessly supported their family so Jim could play the jackrabbit role that he takes such great pride in. Philanthropy is about collaboration. Philanthropy is about partnerships. Philanthropy is about making a difference. Philanthropy is about inspiring others to do good. Thank you, Jim and Penny. You're an inspiration for all of us. In closing, I want to leave you with a few thoughts. As an alumni and foundation team, we want to make sure your Jackrabbit experiences are meaningful to you, impactful to your success, and enjoyable as possible. We appreciate all you are doing and will continue to do to make SDSU the impactful place it is, and that it will continue to be for many years to come. Remember, your life as a philanthropist is up to you. The time you invest, the talents you share, and the financial resources you give or invest are impactful, and we hope those roles are fulfilling to you as well. We hope philanthropy feeds your soul. Thank you for being a philanthropist. Thank you for making SDSU great. I look forward to our first or next conversation. Good night and go Jacks.
Thank you, Keith. Keith is incredibly passionate about connecting generosity to purpose and supporting the SDSU community, and it's a real joy being able to work alongside you. Even though this formal program is coming to an end, the relationships that you've built don't have to end. Mentees, I want to encourage you to keep in touch with your mentors. You never know where these connections might lead, whether it's a job opportunity down the road, a recommendation, or simply just a sounding board when you need advice. Mentors, I hope this experience has been just as rewarding for you as it has been for your mentees. Many of you have told us how much you've enjoyed getting to know these students and how it's given you a renewed sense of connection to SDSU. Some of you have even learned a few new things along the way. Mentorship is a two-way street, and the best part, it doesn't have to end here. Mentors, we hope this experience is just the beginning of your continued involvement in the SDSU Alumni Mentor Program. So as we wrap up, I have just a couple logistical items for all of you. First, if you haven't picked up your certificate of completion yet, you can find it at the registration table right outside of these doors. For those of you that are watching via Zoom, I want you to know that we will be dropping those certificates in the mail soon, so please watch your mailboxes for those. You may also recall seeing in my last email to you all instructions on how to access a digital badge, which is a really cool opportunity to recognize your successful completion of the program by sharing it within your LinkedIn credentials. So a great way for you to kind of humbly brag about your participation in the program. Finally, I'd like to ask all of you to please take 5 to 10 minutes to complete the final survey. The feedback that you all provide within that survey is critical to the success of this program. It helps us see what's working well and where we can improve. You can access that survey by going to the Mentor Pro app, opening the Connect feature, and clicking on the survey link that I sent directly to each of you. I will send you a reminder email next week with instructions again on how to access that survey and the digital badge. With that, I want to thank everyone who watched via Zoom. We are so glad that you were able to join us. For those of you that are here in attendance, I'd like to invite you to join us in the atrium for some more refreshments. Thank you, everyone, for making this another successful year of the SDSU Alumni Mentor Program. Have a lovely evening, and as always, go Jacks.